Well, much of his plays reflect the oral tradition, coming from Africa and in the South and the North. Because August, he listened to the people around him. He's in the midst of, Africans, and he listened to what they're saying and how they're saying it, how colorful the language is, how meaningful the language is, Put Afroisms that are inherited within that, that dialogue, that conversation going on around him. And he has, like, internalized that. It's very much a part of him. And listening to the blues, he could hear the same kinds of things, The oral tradition has just been, the blues is like the oral tradition with music, To
the camp and tell my brother Bill that the woman he's loving sure gonna get him killed. Well, I heard a mighty rumbling, and then I looked around. Was a northern and a southern, and that'll pull down. Woo! Hey, 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 Lord, Lord, hey, Lord. Hey, 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 Lord, 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 hey, Lord. Roll on, roll on, roll on, Red River, roll on. I'm singing these blues because my love goes on.
It was 1965, and I lived across the street from St. Vincent de Paul store. And music has always been important. At the time, I couldn't afford to buy any records. And I discovered in St. Vincent de Paul store these old 78s that were 5 cents a piece. And I began to indiscriminately purchase the records, 10 at a time, 50 cents. I've got 20 songs here. And I had an old Victrola that played 78 records, and I would take these records home and listen to them. I became very proficient in the popular music of the 30s and the 40s by everyone, Peggy Lee and anyone who was singing, all the Hoagy Carmichael, Cole Porter, etc. So I'm listening to Cole Porter, Hoagy Carmichael tune, September Song, Tenderly. And then one day in my stack, I had a yellow label, typewritten label by someone named Bessie Smith.
I hate to see that evening sun go down. Yes, I hate to see that evening sun go down. Oh, my baby, he's done left this town.
I was literally stunned by what I was hearing. It was so drastically different from all this other music that I had heard. And I somehow knew intuitively that this person, this was mine.
Like I feel the rain. Take my ribbon, take my getaway.
I discovered that, you see, if you didn't know anything about African people, when you listen to the blues, that you would discover their grace, their logic, their morality, their systems of social organization, and all these things that you would need to know about a people. If you didn't know anything about them, you could discover from the music. So once I discovered that it's all contained in there, I think the blues is the best literature that we blacks have created since we've been here. And there's a lot of philosophical ideas in there. I call it our sacred book. And so what I've attempted to do is to mine that field, to mine those cultural ideas and attitudes, and give them to my characters in the play.